What's up everyone, this is Ethan, back with another video, and today I'm going to be holding up the proverbial magnifying glass to a very specific area of the Ashtanga Intermediate Series, which is unfortunately quite often overlooked, and it could be the key to your safety, comfort, and longevity when practicing postures like Kapotasana. So, as you can see, here I am indoors at my house in the beautiful city of Cape Town, and the reason for that is that we've just gone into another round of hard lockdown. So this morning I sat here in this room, I taught the Mysore program online, I then taught my private student online, and then I just sort of flicked through some old footage on my camera, and I have actually quite a lot of old videos that I never really got around to making, but one of them stood out in particular because it deals with such a profound and incredible part of the Ashtanga Intermediate Series, which is just so often overlooked. I've gone to shalas around the world and you always see this little sort of misstep in the practice. So I'll show you what I mean. Here it is, Kapotasana, or more specifically, this is Kapotasana A, but this is really the part that gets people's blood pumping. This has you sort of tossing and turning, waking up in the middle of the night in cold sweats, just worried about the fact that you have to face this tiny little moment in your practice the next day. That is swiftly followed by Kapotasana B. This is kind of the ugly sister to Kapotasana A, so you just give it like 3 or 4 shallow breaths and then you come straight up, have a quick look around to make sure that everyone saw that, then hands down and oh, my back is so stiff, I feel like an old person. So you just get out of there as quickly as humanly possible and continue on to the next thing. Does that look familiar to you? Yeah, it probably does, but it shouldn't, because really the exit from Kapotasana is a very significant part. As I said before, Kapotasana B gets glossed over, and that in itself is a big mistake that people tend to make because it's such an amazing posture for spinal extension and has such incredible carryover to all of the deep back bends that you're going to have to face on your Ashtanga yoga journey, even Kapotasana A. So just really leaning into that and making the most of it on a daily basis makes you a much more proficient backbender. But that's not really the specific part that I wanted to look at for today. I wanted to look at the exit for the Kapotasana sequence. So after you've finished your 5 breaths, come up from Kapotasana B, catch the waist and exhale. And then what I would recommend is to just exaggerate that movement. So you're holding the waist and you can actually just tuck your tailbone down, like tilting the pelvis back. And what that would do is it releases the muscles around the sensitive lumbar spine. From there, you have to place the hands down on the floor, push firmly into the arms and lift the knees up into your chest, lift up all the way off the ground so that you're in this round spine position. It's kind of like Bakasana shape where you're lifting yourself all the way off the floor and it's deeply stabilizing. You're using the muscles at the front of the spine to stabilize after having done that really deep back bend, and then jump back, Chatwari position. That's another counted vinyasa. So hold Chatwari for a moment, inhale upward facing, that should feel pretty good at this particular stage of the practice, and then exhale back to downward facing, moving on to the next pose from there. The important thing to realize here is that Kapotasana doesn't just exist independently, or at least in Ashtanga Yoga it doesn't. It's more of a well-rounded sequence. On your way into Kapotasana, you have that same position, pulling the knees up into the chest and kind of floating forward. So the Kapotasana sequence isn't just this huge, ferocious backbend that you have to deal with. It's actually a much more rounded sequence of stabilizing on the jump towards it, mobilizing the spine, taking it into extension, coming out of it, releasing the spine, and then stabilizing it again. So it's a much more complete sequence. And the same thing can be applied to postures like Ustrasana and Laghu Vajrasana because they have those same positions on the entry and exit. So all of these positions will then become a much more sort of grounding presence in your practice rather than being just energetically intense. And so the practice has a very interesting way of balancing out the energetic experience that you have, and what you should start to experience is just this diversity of positions and movements and energies and effects that you can actually just honor as you go through your practice on a day-to-day basis. It's really a shame to see that because this pose has a certain power to it, that its aura just kind of shines so brightly that it blocks out the student's ability to see and give importance to the vinyasas that come before or after it. They're just like so fixated on this one massive position that they need to do. So if you have these postures in your sequence, give it a go. Try it out the next possible chance that you get, and then come back to this video and let me know in the comments how it felt to you. Subscribe to this channel for more videos. I do actually have another video in mind, and it's a very cool one, so stick around if you want to see what that is, and then I'll see you in the next one. And I'll probably just keep doing my kiss thing so that I can just become a meme of myself and everyone will just think it's hilarious.